All right, welcome back for the Baby Delight Mary Maxim Afghan, or blanket as they title it. We are going to be starting with round 23. As always, down in the comments, there is going to be timestamps and color changes as well as your stitch counts. So to get row 23 started, and this is a pretty easy row, we're going to be working with the color purple. You're going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space that represents our corner. And now go ahead and chain 1. We are going to place in this chain 2 space a single crochet, a chain 2, and another single crochet, okay? Now, we are going to start our repeat. Well, that was actually our repeat, excuse me, I'm sorry. So now you're going to chain 2. We're going to skip this first single crochet and place a single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and that's all our repeat is. You're going to do that 33 times down the side where you chain 2, you skip a stitch, and you place a single crochet in the following stitch. And you can tell it's pretty tight for me, so I went in backwards there. And then at the corners, you'll place a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet, okay? So go ahead and repeat that all the way around, where you have this single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, skip a stitch, and all right, I did misquote myself, and you should have repeated your chain 2, skip a stitch, single crochet 32 times, and you're going to wrap up this repeat with a chain 2, and then you will go back into the corner and start your repeat over again and do it 3 times. You're going to slip stitch into the top of your first single crochet in that very first corner. All right, moving into row 24, I've already finished up my last row or my last side with a chain 2, and I slip stitched into the top of that single crochet. So now I've got my hook in the chain 2 space for the corner, and I'm going to attach my pink going through that chain 2, as well as my purple loop. And I am going to pull both of my tails forward, okay? And we're going to chain 1 just to secure those tails in place. Now in each of your corners, you're going to place in the chain 2 space a cluster, a chain 2, and another cluster. So let's do that first cluster together. And I am doing my clusters over my tails just so they're secured in place a little bit stronger. So I got my first cluster, I'm going to chain 2, I'm going to go back into that corner with another cluster. Okay. Now, you are going to be working in the chain 2 spaces of the previous round. So to get your repeat started, you're going to chain 1, or I guess we already started it there in the corner, but and then you're going to place a cluster in the chain 2 space. You're going to skip over all the single crochets, okay? We'll chain 1, and then we'll go back into that next chain 2 space. So this round, you are going to have, each of your corners are going to have a cluster, a chain 2, and a cluster, and then each of your 4 sides is going to have a chain 1, in a cluster in each of your chain 2 spaces 33 times. And when you get to the end of each side, you will chain 1 and then go into the corner, okay? So you should have 33 clusters down each side of them because you have 33 chain 2 spaces. And then you will actually have, at the end of this round, 35 chain 1 spaces on either side, okay? But check the full count down in the comments. I'll put it down there for you as always. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you for the next round. All right, so we are going to be building up the top and bottom, or 2 of the sides on this blanket, doing the next 6 rows. So you should have slip stitched into the top of your first double cluster, and then into the chain 2 space to get this started. So this row 1, we are going to be working back and forth on this side for 6 rows. And then on the side opposite of it, you're going to repeat these 6 rows, okay? And then we'll move into row 25 for all 4 sides. So here we go. You're going to do these 6 rows. This is row 1. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over twice. And you're going to put a treble in that chain 2 space again for the corner. So pull up your loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is going to serve as 2 trebles right here, okay? And now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to put a cluster in this next chain 1 space, okay? And you're going to repeat that all the way down the row, okay? Chain 1, and put a cluster in the next chain 1 space. So repeat that until you come to the next corner. All right, so I repeated the chain 1 cluster into a chain space 34 times. We're going to chain 1, and in this corner chain 2 space, we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to go in here with 2 trebles. So go ahead and pull up your loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now go ahead and repeat that, and put another one in that corner space. Okay. We're going to chain 3, and you're going to turn your work. All right, moving into row 2, we are going to be skipping our next treble, okay? And now what we're going to do is put a cluster in this chain 1 space, okay? We're going to chain 1. And now you're going to repeat that all the way down, putting a cluster in your chain space. And chaining 1. And I'll meet you at the other side. All right, so I've placed a cluster in my chain 1 space, followed by a chain 34 times. And now we're going to place a cluster in this last chain 1 space. Okay. For a 35th cluster. Okay, we're not going to chain after it. We are actually going to put a double crochet in the top of this chain 4. And what I'm going to do is actually go into the back bump here where my thumb is. I'm going to twist it forward just a touch, and I'm going to pick that up with the hook of my needle, and I'm going to place my double crochet in that space, okay? And that completes row 2. All right, moving into row 3, I've turned my work. I'm going to chain 1. We're going to place a double crochet back into that same spot. Okay. We're going to skip this, this cluster here, okay? And we're going to put a double crochet in the first chain 1. Okay. And then we are going to chain 1, and now going into this first this next chain 1 space, we're going to put a cluster. So go ahead and put that cluster in there, and we're going to chain 1, and go ahead and repeat that 31 more times. We'll do the next one together, so you'll only do 30 repeats by yourself. So cluster in the chain 1 space, followed by a chain 1. Okay. I'll see you at the end. Okay, so I've got 32 clusters, and so far I've got 33 chain 1 spaces. So now, before our next cluster in this next chain 1 space, we're going to pop a double crochet in that space, okay? And now we're going to skip over the cluster, and we're going to pop a double crochet here in this chain 3 space. So go ahead and go into there to wrap this row up. Okay, go ahead and turn your work. All right, moving into row 4, I've turned my work, and now what we're going to do is chain 1, and we're going to place a double crochet in the top of that first stitch, okay? Okay, and so now we are going to, I lost my place. We're going to skip this first double crochet here. Okay, we're gonna, and this is, you're gonna repeat this all the way down to the last chain space. We're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna skip the double crochet, and we're gonna go into the next chain 1 space with a cluster, okay? So chain 1 and cluster into the next chain 1 space all the way down to your last chain 1 space. Okay, I'll see you in a second. All right, so you should have 33 clusters and 33 chain 1 spaces so far. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip this next double crochet, and we're going to place a double crochet in the top of the next stitch. Okay, go ahead and turn your work. Moving into row 5, you're going to repeat row 3. And then row 6 is going to be a repeat of row 4. You will fasten off after you repeat row 6, and you will pop over to the parallel side, and you will attach your yarn from the right side into one of these chain 2 spaces, and you will repeat rows 1 through 4, and then row 5 will be row 3 again, and row 6 will be row 4 again. But all that should be down in the comments for you, as well as the stitch counts, and I will see you for row 25. All right, moving into row 25, I've wrapped up both my top and my bottom, and I've got a rectangle now. And so what we're going to do is, I've just completed my last double crochet. We're going to go ahead and go back into this same space with a single crochet. I want you to chain 2 and put a single crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, now that's going to make your corner. So now we are going to place a single crochet, 2 single crochets right here around this double crochet. So 1 and 2. I want you to place your 3rd single crochet here in this hole, and place 4 and 5 around the next double crochet here. So 4, go into 5 here. Now you're going to place 6, 7, and 8 across this chain 4. So 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now go ahead and pop over here to your original corner and place 9 and 10. All right. You're going to place an 11th stitch in the top of this cluster, or an 11th single crochet, I suppose. And now, in every single one of these chain 1 spaces, I want you to put 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. So repeat that all the way down, placing 2 single crochets in your chain 1 space until you get to your next original corner, which is going to look right here. Okay, so when you get here, I'll help you. All right, so I've just placed my last 2 single crochets in my last chain space, and I'm up to my corner. So I want you to put 2 single crochets in that corner, and 2. Now over this treble, we're going to put 3 single crochets, so it's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Okay. You're going to place 6 and 7 around this double crochet. 1, I guess that's 7. Going to place 8 around this. Place 9 in this space right here. That's kind of like a hole. Go 10 in this space just below where you would have put that double crochet. You're going to place 11 around this double crochet. Now, in the top of this double crochet, you're going to place a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet. Okay. And now you're going to repeat going all the way up the top of this side here, the shorter side of our now rectangle, and you'll place 2 single crochets in each chain space all the way down. Okay. And then you'll so I've put 2 single crochets in each of my chain 1 spaces all the way down, and we are going to put 2 single crochets in this last chain 1. 1 and 2. Okay. And now you're going to put in this original double, or this very first double crochet here, You're going to go into that space and put a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet. All right, and now you'll go back to the beginning of the timestamp for row 25, and you'll repeat the same steps. And when you get to the end, you'll slip stitch into the first single crochet of your very first corner that you created. All right, moving into row 26, I've already fastened off with my pink, and I've got my hook in the top of my very first single crochet in the corner. And I'm going to be attaching the purple with a slip stitch through that first single crochet. Okay. I'm going to pull that tail nice and tight. And now we are actually going to slip stitch into the corner, chain 2 space. Okay. And go ahead and bring your tails forward, both of them, so we can chain 1 over top of them. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the camera. So chain 1. And now I'm actually going to have you turn your work. All right, so now you should be on the right side, and we're going to work down one of the shorter sides, which is referred to as the top or bottom in this pattern. And so what we're going to be doing is actually placing a single crochet in this space, this corner space, okay? And place that single crochet. And now to get our repeat started, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We are going to skip the first single crochet of this of this side, which is going to be this one right here, okay, right here. And we're going to go into the second one with a single crochet. And that's all the repeat is. We're going to chain 2, skip a stitch, and place a single crochet. And you're going to do that all the way to the corner. All right, so I've come to my corner and I've placed my last single crochet here of my repeat. And it was 33 of those repeats, and we're going to chain 2. Okay. And now in the corner, which mine is a little bit convoluted, we are going to place a single crochet, a chain, and another single crochet. Okay. And now we're going to start our repeat again. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip the first stitch, and we're going to place a single crochet. Okay, and you're going to repeat that same repeat all the way down to the next corner. Okay. All right, so we've come to the end of our long side with 45 repeats of our chain 2, skip a stitch, and single crochet. So we're going to chain 2 and place in this corner a single crochet, a chain, and another single crochet. Now this second single crochet is going to start as the next repeat, is the first stitch to your repeat. So go ahead and go back to the beginning of this timestamp and repeat what we just did on the other 2 sides. And again, that single crochet that we just placed is the beginning of that repeat for you. So I'll see you at the end for your 4th corner, and I'll help you wrap up that corner. All right, moving into row 27. I am on the right side of this. I'm going to pull up my loop just a touch and put my hook back in that corner chain 1 space. I'm going to grab my loop, okay, pull it just a little bit tight so it's easy, and slip stitch through that chain 1 space. And now go ahead and turn your work to the wrong side. All right, so I'm turned to the wrong side here. I'm going to chain 1, okay. And in this corner, we're going to place a single crochet, a chain 3, and another single crochet to make up our corner, okay? So now, this is where we're going to start working on our sides, and we're going to be going down one of our longer sides to get started with this. Now, I will say, My chain counts are very different than the patterns. I've made this blanket a couple times and I could not get the stitch count that is provided in the pattern. So I am going to be altering the next few rows so that we can make this work. So we are going to be chaining 2. Okay. We're going to place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Okay, and we're going to do that 3 more times. So chain 2 and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Place your 3rd single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2 and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Okay. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2 and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to do that 5 more times. Chain 2, place a 2nd single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, place a 3rd single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place a 4th single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, place a 5th single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and place a 6th single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Now you're going to chain 3 and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Let's chain 2. Place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We need 5 more of those. So chain 2, place your 2nd single crochet. Chain 2, place your 3rd single crochet. Chain 2, place your next single crochet. Ooh, I lost count. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2, place your 5th single crochet. Chain 2, place your 6th single crochet. Go ahead and chain 3, place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Okay, so go ahead and chain 2, place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, place your 2nd single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, place your 3rd single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, place your 4th single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, place your 5th single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, place your 6th single crochet in the next chain 2 space. You're going to chain 3. Give me a second. Remove my piece here. We're going to place a single crochet in that next chain 2 space. Okay, let's chain 2. Place our 1st single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Place your 2nd single crochet. Chain 2. Place your 3rd single crochet. Chain 2. Place your 4th single crochet. Chain 2. Place your 5th single crochet. Chain 2. Place your 6th single crochet. Chain 3. Place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Okay. Sorry, my work is falling, so give me a second here. So now we're going to do that again. We're going to chain 2. Place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Place your 2nd single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Place your 3rd single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. Ooh, is this number 5 or 6? I lost count. Let me go count. So we got our chain 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got to do our 6th, chain 2, and our 6th single crochet. Okay. Go ahead and chain 3. Okay. Now we're going to place that single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2, place a single crochet. Chain 2, place your second single crochet. Chain 2, place your third single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fourth single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fifth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your sixth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Okay, and now in this corner we're going to place a single crochet, a chain 3, and a single crochet. Okay, that wraps up how you'll do the sides. Now I'm going to pause the video to turn my work so that I can work down the bottom or top, okay? All right, so we are going to I've turned my work for us, and we're going to chain 2 and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to do this a total of 3 times. So that's 1, chain 2, place your single crochet in the next chain 2 space. For a second time, we're going to chain 2, place your third single crochet in the chain 2 space. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. You're going to see my yarn switch here in a second. And we're going to place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Okay, now chain 2. In this go, we're going to place a single crochet in the chain 2 space. This repeat's going to happen 5 times. So this is the first one. We're going to chain 2, do the second one, second single crochet in the chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2, place your third single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fourth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place a fifth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 3, place a single crochet in the chain 2 space. So let's do that again 5 times. We're going to chain 2, place a single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your second single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your third single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fourth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fifth single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 3, place your single crochet in the chain 2 space. You're going to chain 2, place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your second single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your third single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fourth single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fifth single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 3. Ooh, I dropped a pencil. Place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your first single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your second single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your third single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your third single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, place your fourth single crochet in the next chain 2 space. I feel like I lost count, so I'm going to go back here and count real quick. So I got my chain 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3, place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and now we're going to chain 2 and single crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2, place a second single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, place a third single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, place a fourth single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 5, chain 2, place your fifth single crochet in the chain 2 space. Go ahead and chain 2 And now you're going to start your repeat, working down the next two sides by going back and clicking on the timestamp. And you're going to start with a single crochet, a chain 3, and a single crochet here in this corner. So we'll do that together. And then go back and click on the timestamp, and you'll complete the other two sides by yourself, and I'll see you for row 28. A tip though at the end of this row is to take stitch markers and go ahead and pop them into each of your chain 3 spaces, because it'll make our next row a lot easier. You should have 5 chain 3 spaces across the top and bottom, and you should have 6 chain 3 spaces across your sides. Okay, so moving into row 28, we are going to be working from the right side. I have popped my hook into the corner, and I'm going to pull my loop through the corner here, okay? And so to get started, we are going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is going to serve as a treble chain 1. Now go ahead and yarn over twice and pop a treble in this same space, okay? This is going to be the last row that we do for this tutorial, because this is going to be a really long row, but we're going to do it together and it will come out beautiful. I have definitely altered this round quite a bit because of the way that the stitch counts read when I was doing this pattern. However, your stitch counts will work for our next rounds. So what we're going to do is skip this first chain 2, and we're going to place a single crochet in the second chain 2 space. Place a single crochet into the top of the single crochet, and place a single crochet into the next chain 2 space. Chain 1, skip this single crochet, and place a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Place a single crochet in the top of the single crochet. Oop, don't drop your yarn like I did. And place a single crochet in the chain 2 space. Go ahead and chain 1, okay? Now, I see that my yarn is changing. I'm going to remove my stitch marker because I have marked all of my chain 3s. And now, in this chain 3 space, we are going to place a treble, chain 1, treble 7 times. So yarn over twice and go into that chain 3 space and complete your treble. My tail's probably going to get in my way. We're going to chain 1 and then place a treble in that same space, okay? Let's do it one more time together, and then you can do the last 5 times by yourself. So go ahead and yarn over twice, go in there and complete a treble. Chain 1 and place another treble in there. So go ahead and place 5 more treble, chain 1 trebles in the chain 3 space. All right, so you can tell that I have my treble, chain 1 trebles along here in this chain 3 space 7 times. So you should have a total of 14 trebles, excuse me, and 7 chain spaces. I'm so sorry. So now we're gonna do this next portion a total of 4 times. I'm gonna do the first one with you. We are going to skip this first chain 2 space. We're going to pop 2 single crochets in this next chain 2 space. So 1 and 2. Go ahead and put a single crochet in the top of the single crochet. You're going to chain 1, skip this next chain 2 space, and put a single crochet in the single crochet. Put 2 single crochets in the next chain 2 space. So 1 and 2, okay? Chain 1. And now you're gonna put your treble chain trebles, 7 of them, in this next chain 3 space. So go ahead and put all of those stitches in that chain 3 space, and I'll meet you at the end here, okay? All right, so I've got my 7 treble chain trebles in my next chain 3 space. So let's do that repeat one more time, and then you'll do it 2 times on your own. So skip this first chain 2 space. You're going to go into the second chain 2 space with 2 single crochets. Remember, this is different than the pattern, so if you're following the pattern, this isn't going to be the same as that one. It's going to be the same stitch counts though. Go ahead and put a single crochet in the single crochet. Chain 1. You're going to skip this chain 2 space and put a single crochet in the single crochet. Put 2 single crochets in the next chain 2 space and chain 1. And now in this chain 3 space, we're going to put our treble. Ah! Oh my gosh, who just cursed for me? Seriously. Chain 1 and then a treble. So do that 6 more times and then you'll... All right, so I've just wrapped up my treble chain treble 7 times in that chain 3 space. So go ahead and start where we were right here with 2 single crochets in the second chain 2 space, and repeat that 2 more times starting from here, and I'll meet you at the edge in the end. All right, so I've just completed my 4th repeat there. So I have a total of 5 of these 7 sets of treble chain trebles. And now we're going to skip this first chain 2. We are going to place 2 single crochets in the second chain 2. So 1 and 2. We're going to place a single crochet in the single crochet. And we're going to skip this next chain 2. And so in the corner, we're going to place 7 trebles, chain 1s, and trebles again, just like we did our shells across the border here. And so go ahead and place all of those trebles, chain trebles by yourself, and I will meet you to go down the other edge. Okay, so I've just wrapped up my corner and I've got my 7 sets of treble chain treble. I'm going to skip this first chain 2 space and this single crochet and put a single crochet in the chain 2 space. Skip this single crochet and put a single crochet in the chain 2 space. Put a single crochet in the single crochet. Chain 1, skip the chain 2 space, put a single crochet in the single crochet, put a single crochet in the chain 2 space, skip this single crochet and put a single crochet in the chain 2 space, okay, and chain 1. So now I've come up and we're going to skip this next chain 2 space and we're going to put our treble chain trebles 7 times into this chain 3 space. So treble, chain 1, and treble. And go ahead and repeat that 6 times. And this chain 3 with our treble chain treble 7 times is the beginning of a repeat. So when you get done with those, I'll help you with the following section of this repeat. All right, so the beginning of our repeat here, we've got our chain 3 all set up with our treble chain treble 7 times. We're going to skip this chain 2 space and this single crochet. We're going to put a single crochet in the chain 2 space, a single crochet in the single crochet, and a single crochet in the chain 2 space in chain 1. Let's do that again. So we're going to skip over this single crochet. We're going to put a single crochet in the chain 2 space, a single crochet in the single crochet, and a single crochet in the chain 2 space, and we're going to chain 1. And now that's going to take you to this chain 3 space. So let's repeat that one more time together, and then you can do the last few bits together. So we're going to put our treble, our chain 1, and our treble in here, and you're going to repeat that 6 more times by yourself. All right, I've got my treble chain treble 7 times in the chain 3 space. I'm going to skip this chain 2 space and this single crochet, put a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, put a single crochet in the single crochet, a single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 1. Then we're going to repeat that by putting a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, a single crochet in the single crochet, and a single crochet in the chain 2 space. I'm wrapping it up with a chain 1. So go ahead and repeat 1, 2, 3 more times. The repeat that starts with the chain 3 here, and I will see you for these last bits. You can also pop in 7 sets of the treble chain treble in your last marked chain 3 space, and I will help you close out the row here. So give me a second to catch up. All right, so I've wrapped up my 6th set of 7 treble chain trebles in the chain 3 space. We're going to skip this chain 2 space, put a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, put a single crochet in the single crochet, put a single crochet in the chain 2 space. You're going to chain 1, and in this corner you're going to put, you guessed it, a treble chain treble 7 times. And when you're done with that, you're going to go back to the original timestamp, and you will start not in the corner, okay, but in this second chain 2 space from the corner, okay? And go ahead and repeat that one more time, and then I will help you at the end. All right. All right, so I've placed my last single crochet here. I'm going to chain 1, and now in order to complete this corner, we need to put 6 of our treble chain trebles in our corner. So let's go ahead and do that. Ooh, sorry about that. So treble right in that same space where the chain 5 and the treble was that we originally put. So chained 1, I'm going to put another treble in there. Let's do a second one. Treble. Chain. And treble. Do a third one. So treble. Chain. And treble. Let's do a 4th one. So treble, chain, treble. Only got 2 more to do here. So treble, chain, and treble. That should make 5 of them. So let's do the 6th one here. So put your treble in there, chain 1, and the last treble, my goodness. And now you're going to actually count up 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. So we got 1, sorry for the dog here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna go into the side and the back bump there. You see how I got both of those on my hook. We're gonna slip stitch there, and now we will move on to part 4 next week if you're doing this crochet along with me as they're releasing. Otherwise, part 4 shall be linked at the end of this video. Thank you so much for doing part 3 with me, and I look forward to completing this with you for rows, what are we on? 29 through 35. We'll wrap up this blanket in the last part.